I made a couple videos ago called People Will Believe Anything. In it I talked about a watch that would move automatically forward or backwards depending upon what time zone you were in based on the magnetic lines of flux on the Earth. Technology back then didn't exist. I have a person recently that says, hey, now I'm waiting for the sequel to the People Will Believe Anything. I want you to show us the watch. Obviously a joke, because I don't have a watch. Don't wear a watch, alright? Matter of fact, that's a story in itself, so let me tell you that. Back in 1992, I was stationed in Fleet Training Unit, FTU, Mayport, Florida. Our building was about 400 yards off the ocean. We were really that close to the water. Our building was surrounded by a barbed wire fence, and we had this grass around the building, even though just about everything beyond was sand. But we had a need to play volleyball, so we constructed a volleyball court. Now, there wasn't a lot of room behind the building. What room there was, though, between the barbed wire fence and the building was about 2 feet on either side of a regulation volleyball court dimension. So we sunk the post, we set up a regulation volleyball court back there. On the one side, there was a building. On the other side, there was a barbed wire fence. Couldn't go running out in either direction too far. On the one end, there was a barbed wire fence. About 4 or 5 feet beyond the serving line, there was a barbed wire fence. On the other end, soon after the regulation court ended, it started going down into drainage gully. So it was quite an interesting feat playing volleyball out there, because we would play there 11 to 1 pretty near every day that we didn't have a training mission. We would take 3 ladders out with us, and we would take about 5 volleyballs. Because what would happen is, as we played, volleyballs would go over the barbed wire fence, or they'd go on the roof. So we take 1 ladder. These were all about 12-foot ladders. I guess they were pretty big ladders. 1 ladder went to the roof. The other 2 ladders, one went over the barbed wire fence on one side, and one went down the barbed wire fence on the other side. So when the 4 or 5 volleyballs that we had finally got over the fence or on the roof, we'd take a break. So people would go up on the roof and retrieve the volleyballs. They'd go over the barbed wire fence, retrieve the volleyballs. But it was a great time, and we tore up all the grass out there, and it wasn't long before it was all sand. So we had a nice sand volleyball court, even though it was limited on both sides. And we played every single day that we weren't actually out training a ship. It didn't matter how hot it was. We would all take our couple quarts of water with us. We'd drink ahead of time. We'd go out there. We'd put the sun lotion on us, and when we come back in, we take a shower. So it all worked out. But in 1992, I was playing out there on the volleyball court, and I took off my watch. It was an inexpensive Timex digital watch, and I set it down out there. I went back to get it like the day after, a couple days later, and maybe over the weekend it was gone. I don't know. But for whatever reason, I never found the watch again. So I have not worn a watch since 1992. But that doesn't prevent me from actually showing you the sequel to the watch that could automatically adjust itself depending upon what time zone you're in. Because you know what? I have such a device even as we speak. My cell phone has GPS in it. This cell phone has a GPS in it. Programmed into this cell phone are the coordinates that map out the time zones for the United States. Alright, so whether I'm in Hawaii or I'm in Maine, this phone knows where I'm at and automatically adjusts the time for that particular time zone. So it exists. I don't wear a watch. I have a cell phone. I usually have the cell phone most of the time. And the technology that I was bullshitting about back in 1980s, the technology that I totally made up out of whole cloth, the concept that back then was just pie in the sky, complete heaps of lard, I now hold in my hand. This technology exists now. So there you go, there's a sequel. The cell phone that uses GPS to automatically adjust itself depending upon what time zone you're in. Fascinating. And maybe we can get an international cell phone that works everywhere, that automatically adjusts for the time zones across Utopia. Have a great day. Catch you later.